Let's take a look at how to create a living calendar system using a Google Doc at this time. So when you get to your Google Drive, the first thing you need to do is click the blue New button, and you will see the option to create a new Google Doc. So click that. And now we need to name our Google Doc. So Keith, what was the name of your former school?
I was at Royal Spring.
Okay, so if you were the principal, we would name this Royal Spring Living Calendar. And now it is saved as this title in our Google Drive. First thing we need to do is flip this from portrait setting to landscape setting. So in order to do that, you will go to File, and you'll click Page Setup. And this is where we can flip it to landscape. Now, this is also the #1 question that I have to field from principals. Heather, how do I change the background color? So you'll also see right here is an option to change the page color. So how about we go with the blue? So I'm going to click blue, and now we have a blue background on this living color. So all we have to do in order to create the calendar-like feature is insert a table. Now, this is a decision you're going to have to make. How many days in the week do you want to have? So a lot of our elementary schools don't add a Sunday because they don't have any activities. And actually, most of our principals don't add a Sunday, but a lot of our high school principals keep a Saturday due to extracurricular events. So 6 by, let's say 5. Okay. So first thing we're going to need to do is type in the days. So we have Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Okay. And of course we can center those, and this is just the same as like a Word doc feature. Now, if you notice, that background is very blue, and we don't want the words to get lost on the table. So I'm going to show you your fill feature. If you click more, you'll notice this little paint bucket. I absolutely love this guy for tracking data, for filling in boxes, tracking growth. In this case, we just want to kind of make these days of the week pop. So you said gray is your secondary color, okay? So we're going to make that gray, and then also so we can read our days of the week, I want to fill those with white. Okay. Okay, so we are currently in the month of September. So we might also, and you can always play with fonts. You know, I love Oswald. I talk about Oswald across the state. Everybody has their font. He's mine. There we go. So September. So now we've started a calendar for September. Plug in your days of the week. So this might seem like a daunting task, but remember, many hands make light work, and you can share this with your admin team so they can all hop in and put some dates. So Keith, let's see, that would make Monday the 25th. So if a bunch of us are doing this together, remember, many hands make light work. In the short term, it takes a little bit of time to get it going. So that really concludes Sunday. Yeah, that will conclude Sunday. So I can actually get rid of those. If I highlight, I can click delete row. So now we have the last 2 weeks of September ready for us to plug in. And then when I'm ready, I can also insert another table for October. So there we go. And I would start October. But I'm just showing you, if you had to create one of these bad boys from scratch, this is how you would do it. But we have some templates that you can use that we've shared with principals across the state. So same thing, you guys would get going on your October. Now the next thing that we need to do is put the name at the top. So we always put the name in the header so that it pops up on each page. So if you double click at the very, very top and we type in Royal Spring, is it Spring or Springs?
It's not Springs.
Okay,
just
Spring. Okay, living calendar. And we can center this And we always talk about fonts and how important it is to choose a font that you really like and to use it in all the systems that you create, because your font becomes part of your brand and your brand impacts your school culture. So Keith, I'm just choosing Oswald for you right now, but if you were still working there, you'd really want to go through and take a look at all the font options. That's a fun one right there. And then try to use that same font in all the systems that you create with Google Tools. I could actually, to make October even better, I could copy that so I wouldn't have to paste it or type it all over again, and I could paste it there. So there's ways we can work through that. Okay, so the next thing that we would do is we can link things into our living calendar. So let's say that we had, I'm just going to use some generic document. Okay, so let's just pretend that we have a staff meeting today after school, and let's call it faculty meeting agenda. Now I just clicked on some random doc, but I need to link my faculty meeting agenda to my living calendar so that instead of emailing the agenda or printing paper copies, when everyone shows up to the meeting, they can just click on the link in our living calendar. So to link to things together, remember every Google Doc, sheet, slide, form all has a living link. I would go up to the Omnibox, and we're going to pretend like this is just an agenda for a meeting. I would click, you can either Control C or right click copy. And if I highlight this, there's two ways you can link things together. You can hit Control K and that'll pop up this box. And now I would link that link that I've copied right there and click apply. Or you can also go up to this little chain link at the top, and when you paste and click apply, now your staff can go back and forth between two systems just like that. So you might need to pause and replay that a couple times, because I normally have to teach this a couple times in a training for people to get it. But this is where the magic starts to happen as you connect systems together. This linking feature is how you're able to stop sending so many emails. You just link all the systems together in your living calendar. Now, let's say that Saturday you have a big cross-country meet and you want to embed some pictures. You could do this for holidays or anything like that to add those fun, warm, fuzzy things that help inspire a staff culture. So if you go to Insert and click Image, I love this feature. You can find images off your hard drive, your albums, your Google Drive. But if I go to the search feature and I type in cross country and click search, there's all kinds of good cross country logos in here, kids running. Maybe I want to use one of these to inspire the meet. Let's just put this kid here. Might, you know, you could use this for Halloween, Christmas, whatever, but when you click OK, that image will pop up and you could put cross country meet. My daughter's in cross country, that's why cross country popped into my head. And you could maybe put 11 o'clock on Saturday. Same thing if you have staff birthdays, you could insert pictures of cakes or anything like that, but that's how you would insert a picture. So now when you are ready to create other systems of efficiency, and I talked about linking them into the bottom, your footer of your doc. If you click down here at the bottom, you'll see your footer, and you can create a morning announcement system where you use Google Slides for people to link in their morning announcements. You could create the whom to go to for what system. You could create the phone list. You could create the duty schedule. Whatever that may be, you would then link down here. And you know how to link. You highlight, and you can click Control K, or you can click the chain link. And once you create that system, you would link it down here in the footer. So these are all the day-to-day systems that teachers would want at their fingertips. And as always, I would build this in a team drive that I have for my staff so that it's automatically shared with all of the people in that team drive. But in the very beginning, when you're first starting to create it, you might want to share it. You notice that's private to me. You might want to just share it with your admin team and type in their names and have you help have them help join you in this doc to get it created. So short term, it would take your team, depending on how many people you have, maybe about 20 to 30 minutes to all jump in and build this together. Short term work, long term reward. And as always, you would want to bookmark this and have your teachers bookmark it by clicking the little star in the Omnibox. And when you click that, it is now at your fingertips anytime you go into Google and you're signed into Chrome on any device, anytime, anywhere. So let's take a look one more time and see what it looks like when all these pieces come together. So one more time, here's the calendar. Notice that the background's black. They actually, instead of typing the school title, they took the school values, and this is just an image that they pasted at the top. You'll also notice that over time, the calendar was filled with so many different types of initiatives that we sought to color code them. So you'll notice a yellow initiative pertains to college career readiness. Orange is anything extracurricular pertaining to student leadership. Teal would be any item pertaining to culture, and pink is instruction. So you'll see that key play out throughout the calendar. In order to take a look at the version history, you would simply go to File, Version History, see Version History, and over here on the right side, you will see all of the edits that I have made to this living calendar. So if you had several different collaborators that had editing rights on this calendar, you would be able to see every single keystroke that they made. And you can take the calendar back in time at any point on the version history. So this is what this calendar looked like at 11:45. So if I wanted to restore this, because let's say at 11:47 I accidentally deleted everything, I would simply click restore this version and it would take it back in time to the place before I made the mistake. So this is the reason why it's okay to give editing rights to your team, because they can't mess it up, because with this awesome feature you can always go back in time before a mistake was made and restore the doc to that version. So I'm just going to hit this arrow back because we're looking pretty good right here.